my question is, what does Russell believe happens after death? Well, my best guess is based somewhat on ideas of panpsychism. Panpsychism is a theory that consciousness is elemental to the universe, not an evolved biological quality. Do you understand the difference? Many people believe that consciousness evolved in human beings, you know, as we progressively became more complex biological forms. Consciousness is a result of material, is a result of biology. Panpsychists, if that's the right word, believe that consciousness is present always, that consciousness was waiting to realize itself, that consciousness is a fundamental component of the universe. The reason I mention this is that I suppose what I see as fundamental or essential to my own being is consciousness itself. By consciousness, I mean my awareness. I am aware that I am sitting in this room. I am aware that I'm answering a question that no one can really answer. I'm aware of the slight pain in my shoulder. But what is the awareness? Eckhart Tolle told me that you could consider the awareness to be the space within which all the objects of your life are placed. Those objects include obvious things like your relationships with other people, but subtler things like your feelings about yourself. My insecurity is an object within my awareness. When you adopt this perspective, that your awareness is fundamental and essential, and that all else are objects within that awareness, it means you're not so connected, enmeshed with, for example, your own inadequacy, insecurity, fear, self-loathing, worthlessness, all those things we suffer from today because we are deracinated, that just means uprooted, from our anthropological conditions, the conditions we are evolved for. In Under the Skin, the thing I return to again and again is that we are simple, evolved, tribal primates that are acculturated to live in small groups of 75 to 150 people, where we have an understanding of what our place is within hierarchies, who we can have alliances with and who we can trust. It's difficult to map that evolutionary condition into our late capitalist present modality, where we all have access to all of this information through the screens in front of us, where we're aware that there are people that are extraordinarily rich, extraordinarily poor, from entirely different cultural and philosophical backgrounds that have different ideas on sex and gender and religion and money. And all of us are in this great globalized context, all aware of one another. It seems to be, along with social media, and I'm sure all of you have seen Social Dilemma by now, creating a great deal of fragmentation and tension. Instead of unity, it's creating polarization. My feeling about the afterlife is we form a temporary identity while we're here. I have all my little memories of when I was a kid at school, and I did this and I done that, and my mum makes me feel this way, and my dad makes me feel this way, and I feel this way about my body, and this is my attitude towards sex. But when I regard all of those things as objects in my awareness, none of them are as significant. My identity as a male, my identity as an English person, my sexuality, all of those things are, if not arbitrary, certainly not essential aspects of my being. I feel, my personal senses, and from meditation, that there is a kind of vibrant nothingness, a vibrant awareness. At the moment, I am a point of awareness. I look at the world through a Russell-shaped lens, through the experiences, desires, and fears of Russell. I recognize that at some point this body will die, but my sense is that the awareness itself will abide, because from my limited understanding of physics, energy can neither be destroyed or created. It merely transmutes and alters. And on some level, consciousness will have an energetic value. It's been measured to a degree, hasn't it? It's got an electromagnetic quality. It has a weight and all of that. So that's my feeling, is that whilst the identity of an individual necessarily dies because it's a construct that's only relevant to the context of human life, the awareness itself, which I regard as fundamental to any human being, I believe continues and abides. What is it to love your daughter or your son or your mother or your friends? What is that love? A sense of connection, togetherness and oneness with them, a sense of being bound and bonded, a love of your nation, a love of your football team, a love of a pair of shoes, a love of your cat, union, oneness, a desire to be together with that thing. So I believe that that love and oneness only exists in our cultural imagination, in our deep biochemical matrix, because it is a fundamental truth that we come from oneness, we are temporarily separate, we return to oneness. I can't prove any of that, but it does have good philosophical underpinnings, you know, throughout history. So why take my word for it? I'm just a bloke from Big Brother's Big Mouth and forgetting Sarah Marshall.